What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your very first time here, welcome. My name is Angelica Fitzgerald and today we have a fall makeup tutorial. So happy fall! I'm literally filming this video on the first day of fall. I believe it's a couple days after fall that I'm uploading it. I can already taste all the pumpkin stuff. Yes, I am a fall lover. I love when the air gets a little cooler. I love layering. I love the colors of fall, the muted, neutral, natural, warm tones. Ugh, I just love everything about the cooler seasons. I am more of a fall winter lover than I am summer spring. Don't get me wrong. I love summer, but I don't know. I just love fall. And we are in my birthday season, so I know when my birthday's close, all the holidays are close. So it's basically the best time of the year. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be doing an updated tutorial on this makeup look that I have on right now. It is a super simple fall look. It's very neutral. It's very fall-like. It can be easily done for winter as well. And most importantly, it's really, really simple. Now, friendly little reminder, I have combination oily skin, like leaning much towards oily skin. I do use products to kind of combat shiny oiliness that us oily gals naturally produce. So if you have oily skin or you struggle with that, this is definitely the makeup tutorial for you. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all the current products that I use every single time I use my makeup, exactly how to apply them and what I apply them with. And I'm also linking everything down in the description box as well in the order that I use them in. So if you're interested in any of the products and you want to try any of them out, just head to that description box. I'm also wearing my little gold hoop earrings from last week's video. If you missed last week's video, I found some of the cutest jewelry items that will go well with so many different outfits. This is one of the pieces, really cute pieces that will not hurt your bank at all, that will look good with a lot of things. So if you missed that video, definitely make sure to go check it out once you finish this video. But if you are ready to do this really simple fall makeup look, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with my future videos and support me. Now, let's get started. Okay, the difference from this slide to the last slide is probably a big difference. The power of makeup, y'all. And you really don't need a lot to accomplish today's look. So it's not like we're gonna be caking on makeup or anything like that. It's just time for a little fall refresh. Let's get right into it. Starting with the fact that as fall and winter approach, that summer tan is quickly fading away. So I've already noticed it start to fade away, which makes me very sad. But self-tanners to the rescue. I've shared this with y'all before, but the Sunless Tan Anti-Aging Face Serum by Kula is one of the best face tanning products. And it's an actual serum as well, so it's skincare, so it's good for your skin. I just do like 2 pumps and it's like hydrating, but doesn't leave your skin dewy because we don't want oily skin, especially if you're like me and you kind of have oily skin. We definitely don't need that before we put our makeup on. So if you have oily skin, this is a great self-tanner. I recommend because it hydrates, it has vitamin E, it has argan oil, it tans your face, gives it a little bit color. It's a gradual tan. As you see, I'm no tanner right now. It'll kind of set in like in 2 to 3 hours. It's beautiful and it doesn't wipe off when you take your makeup off, so you have like a really beautiful glow at the end of the day. And then just apply as needed. You don't need to use it every single day, but I like to use it like 3 consecutive days and then I don't need it for like a week and then I use it again, and it's just like as needed. So starting off with this for us pale friends, that it's gonna get even worse as fall and winter continue on. All right, next product is a primer, which this is the same primer I shared in my last makeup video. It's the Tarte Poreless Primer Matte Finish. It is matte finish, you guys. This is the best matte primer I have ever tried before. So I just take a little drop, blend it between 2 fingers, and I really make sure to focus it on the T-zone spots. Like, yes, I put it all over my face, but my cheek, my forehead, my nose, that's where I get oily. That's where most of us do, so just make sure you really work it into those areas. Oh, I love this stuff. Like, instant noticeable difference. My face is totally matte, like not an ounce of shine, and this lasts all day. All right, those are the only two things I'm currently prepping my skin with. As winter comes along, I would suggest putting a moisturizer in there just because the skin's gonna get drier and drier. And if you have really dry skin naturally, I would suggest just starting off with that because nothing kind of feels more uncomfortable than just like dry makeup on dry skin that's just like flaky. So definitely make sure you use whatever you need to pre-makeup to give your skin the hydration and nutrients it needs to look fresh and plump. Ah, crap. I just realized I forgot a very important product that I can't put on now that I have my primer on, but I'm not going outside today. I literally never forget this step. Of course I forget it whilst filming a YouTube video. I even have this product sitting on my table. SPF. Do not forget your SPF. I use the Matte Finish Face Mineral Sunscreen, SPF 30 by Kula. It's fantastic. I use it every single day. Just because it's fall and winter and the sun is not like beaming on us does not mean you can go without your SPF. So definitely don't pull what I did today and forget it. So yes, let's continue on with the makeup. So a foundation I've really been loving is the Morphe Filter Effect Foundation. I've been using this for about a month and I love the way it looks. Y'all know in the past I really liked the Kat Von D foundation and a little bit more of the heavy duty foundations, and heavy duty makeup is not really in anymore. So obviously for my photo shoots where like you just need like that picture perfect makeup, I wear my thick stuff, but for like everyday wear, I wanted to find something light that was still full coverage because I genuinely like full coverage. If you like full coverage, it's kind of hard to get that natural look with full coverage. But the Morphe Filter Effect has been doing it for me. It's not full coverage actually, but it covers all the blemishes. It lets my natural freckles come through a little bit. So it's still, it looks like skin is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't look like you have a layer of foundation on, which I love. And it's only $20, which is a big excitingness for our wallets. So anyways, I've been loving the way this performs. It lasts all day long, really looks gorgeous on the skin, and especially for the price point too. There are a lot of more expensive foundations out there that do not work as well as this. So I would suggest you try it. I'm wearing the shade medium 13 and it matches me perfectly for like a kind of fairer olive skin tone. Absolutely perfect. So gonna go in with this using my Artis Oval 8 brush. I am still the biggest fan of the Artis brushes, especially this big humongous one for blending out foundation. It's like the fastest, smoothest applicator I have found to this day. Also my code Angelica25 is still active with Artis. It'll save you 25% off of Artis products. So definitely recommend, if you're gonna get one Artis brush, get the Oval 8 one. It's the best. So if you're super new to Artis, just friendly little reminder, as y'all saw, I applied the product with my fingers. It's recommended you do that rather than on the brush because that's just a really good way to have the product like sink into the bristles, and it gets hard to clean the brush if there's product like way down deep in there. So just apply it with something else other than the brush, and that's just a way to make them last even longer. But look at this blend. It's like the best. It's so good at blending everything out. Don't forget your neck with your foundation. You don't want like your face to just stop here and look like it's different than the rest of your neck. So make sure you take care of that neck spot as well. Oh, I just love this foundation. It makes my skin look so fresh and bouncy and youthful, and it does not add or bring up the oils from my skin. I struggle with that so much because I have oily skin. So if you have oily skin, I would really suggest you take a chance on this foundation because like this finish is really beautiful. Okay, next we're gonna go in with concealer, which I have switched my Tarte Shape Tape concealer out to the Juvia's Place concealer. Y'all, that was kind of a hard switch for me because I am definitely like committed to Tarte. I love Tarte products, and don't get me wrong, I still love the Shape Tape, but this kind of does it more for me, the Juvia's Place. It's a little bit thicker. It really covers it all. If you have like purple under eyes, gnarly bags, this does it. And it's $14. The Tarte Shape Tape, I believe it's 26, 28, somewhere in the 20s, and it's the same vial size, so you are paying for the same exact amount of product, and I've been loving the way this performs. So I would highly suggest this. Drugstore pricing, not drugstore performance, which is a very important thing. So I'm just gonna go in with some of this a little bit under my eye, not too much, a little bit on the outside, a little bit on my forehead, my nose, and the chin. Kind of switched up how I used to. I used to like put it everywhere underneath my eyes. I feel like less is more nowadays, which is kind of nice. So anyways, I'm just gonna get a damp beauty blender and blend it all out. By the way, the key to beauty blenders blending out beautifully is to literally soak it, like drench it under your sink until it's sapping wet, and then just squeeze it until all the water comes out and it's nice and plumpy and damp. That is gonna blend your makeup out the best. Don't try it with a dry beauty blender. That will not be fun. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is set it. So I like to go in with my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I'm in the shade W3. I would just suggest stick to the shade that's closest to your skin tone, because we're not to like the contouring and chiseling out of the face yet. This is just to kind of lock in the foundation and the concealer. So I just have a large fluff brush, and I'm just gonna put this everywhere on my face. Also, don't forget your neck. All right, we're all set. And I know there's a lot of different ways people like to do the order of like contouring and setting translucent setting powder and blush and all that. This is just how I like to do it. By all means, if you have a different order and you're just interested in the products today, or if you are like learning for the very first time, this is just my way. There are so many different ways that work for doing this. So just do what works best for you. Watch a lot of different tutorials and kind of curate a little bit from each video that just works for your skin personally. Makeup is not like a one size fits all kind of thing. Like, that's one of the best parts about it. So the next thing I'm gonna go in and do is contour. I've been loving my Frankie Rose Pro contour palette. It has 3 contour shades at the bottom and then 3 highlight shades at the top. I don't really use the top shades too much, but the bottom, I love to just blend them all together, make the perfect little bronze cocktail, and it always looks so beautiful and warm, which I feel like works winter, spring, summer, and fall, to be honest. So also, with any Frankie Rose cosmetic products, I just remembered I have a code. Code Angelica10 will save you some money. It has been a hot minute since I shared that code, so definitely if you find anything cute, use that code to save. Also for the brush for bronzer, I used to use a smaller brush, but I noticed it was a little bit like stripy on my cheeks. And you'll learn this when you start to figure out your makeup routine. It is all trial and error and just figuring out what works best for you. So I've actually been doing my bronzer with a pretty large fluff brush for the past like 2 months. And I really like the way it looks better on my face. So this is the Real Technique Fluff Brush. I love it. It's pretty wide and it's kind of imperfect. So it's not like a perfect line. It kind of just gives me cheekbones, but like natural cheekbones. They're not like drawn on, if you get what I'm saying. So anyways, gonna make my little contour cocktail, kind of shake off the excess. Another little piece of advice is if you are new to contouring, don't like stamp it into your cheek, because obviously there's the most product on your brush right now before you go in. So just make sure you're moving in continuous motions so you don't have like a dark patch somewhere. I have made that mistake many times in the past. So I'm gonna go in right underneath my cheekbone and just kind of flick up. See how pretty that is? It just warms the face up, gives some structure. I mean, look at this side with contour versus this side with no contour. It's like flat canvas versus actual depth. So I'm gonna go in on the other side, do the exact same thing. Next spot I'm gonna do is my forehead. And last place is just my jawline. Give some structure. And that is all I do for contouring. Now for the nose, I actually like to go in at the very, very end of my makeup and do like a slight little contour, because I have a really bad habit of like making like lines on my nose. So I have learned that the way for me to avoid that is just to do it at the end of my makeup. So that's what I'm gonna do it. So the next thing I'm gonna go in with is some blush, which I love the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. They are beautiful. They're really pigmented, so you don't need a lot, and they last all day long. So I am wearing the color Natural Beauty. It's a really pretty rosy pink, and it's just gonna add nice little color to our kind of very neutral toned face. Make it look like the blood's flowing in the face. It's just so pretty. And that is it for blush. I'm also using a classic blush brush, it's hard to say, which is a little bit smaller of a tip just to get the top of the cheekbones. And lastly, for the face, I'm gonna go in with some translucent setting powder just to brighten some areas on my face. I am gonna go in with the Morphe translucent setting powder, which has pleasantly surprised me. I've been using this for the same amount of time I've been using my foundation. This is not sponsored by Morphe, by the way. I have literally no affiliation with them. I bought this with my own money, and I've been so pleasantly surprised. I used to use the ABH translucent setting powder, which is fantastic. And then I tried the Tarte translucent setting powder, which is fantastic, but I keep like decreasing the cost to see like where's the point of like quality gets sacrificed for the cost. And then I really took a risk with this guy because it's only $12 and I'm still happy. So I'm like, well, if I get the same thing with the $40 ABH translucent setting powder as I do with my $12 Morphe setting powder, I'm gonna obviously go with the Morphe. So I would really suggest this if you are a little bit new to makeup, if you kind of want to get a feel for things, you don't want to break the bank, you want an actual good product. I mean, I'm not new to makeup and I would still suggest this. Like, this is what I use every single day because it works. So I'm gonna go in with a dry beauty blender. This is the only time I will ever suggest a dry beauty blender. I don't know why, it just works so much better for me, and I feel like I don't waste as much product and get a little bit on the sponge. Put it under my eyes, put it on my forehead, put it on the tip of my nose, put it on my chin, and put it on my jawline. So put it everywhere. Once I finish, it'll be really clear where I put it. So if you need to like pause the video to know where to put it, you will clearly be able to see where this stuff is. All right, all done with the powder. See what I meant by you will clearly be able to tell where I put it. So I put some under my eyes, and I feel like the video is actually, I mean, it's making me look pretty bright. I feel like I do not look like that in person right now, but under the eyes, on the forehead, a little bit in the center, the chin, and the jawline. This trick really works to snatch your cheekbones, but make it look like you just woke up like that. So anyways, that is all we have to do for the face. I'm just gonna let this sit now for the rest of my makeup. And by all means, if you get really dry under eyes like very quickly, you can wipe this off earlier. You can use a fraction of the amount. What this really does is just brighten these parts of the skin. I was told it's called baking because the temperature of your skin actually absorbs the powder, and it does truly make it brighter. So it's called baking because there actually does have like a temperature aspect to do with it. Anyways, not sure if you needed that info. But moving on, that was the last step in our face. So I'm gonna go in and do the brows. So I am still using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Pomade. I have yet to find anything better. It is so good at defining the brows, having full control over, you know, how your brows actually turn out and not having that like drawn on brow look. I am in the shade medium brown, and y'all, I cannot get on the trend of like that laminated brow look. I don't know why, I'm just not a fan of it. I just like brows to look like they're naturally sitting on my face, not like they're glued straight up to heaven. So I don't know. I've seen a couple girls that I'm like, okay, that's a good balance between like they're definitely laminated but they still look natural, and then some girls it's like, what is happening with your brow? So anyways, my reason for bringing that up is that I just put them on like normal. I don't have a lot of advice on how to really fill in brows other than just fill them in. That's my genius advice. And I know that's, I'm sure, very helpful to all of you. A little tip for a natural looking brow though, when you get to the center, because I know it's super easy to get like a drawn on box looking brow. I have been there, done that. I feel you. It is not cute. And I look at old photos now and I'm like, what was I thinking? And why did nobody tell me I look like that? Anyways, trick to not have that look happen to you is when you get to the center, just flip your brush, which, sorry, I forgot to even mention what brush I'm using. I'm using a MAC 208 brush. It's like a slanted, it's like a little bitty slanted brush. I'm not sure if you can tell. It's super tiny, so it's really good to define your brows, but slant it downwards so it's like this, and just flick upwards so it gives that natural like hair stroke look rather than you just coloring in and then all of a sudden you have this thick block on the inside of your brow. That's one of the biggest tricks that's helped me with my brows, and it does look like natural little hair bristles. And that is it. Very simple. I do not like to super intensely draw the brows on. I think I had a time when I did love that, but now I just like to have them thick and a little bit bushy looking and natural. So that's that. To add one more thing though, because I do like to have a defined underbrow, and also we're about to do eyeshadow, so this is a good palette that avoids eyelid creasing, is putting concealer on. So the concealer doubles as defining the brow out more as well as avoiding creases. So I'm going to go in with my Juvia's Place concealer and a concealer brush, which I feel like you can't really see them the way I'm holding it back here. So I'm actually just going to insert a photo of a concealer brush so you can tell what I'm talking about. It's a really small brush that fits on your eyelid really well, and it's flat, so it's easy to like draw on the brow. So I'm just gonna get some concealer, put it all over the lid, and then just go along the edge of my eyebrow to give it a little bit more shape. And I feel like the concealer really gives your brow like that last bit of oomph to like kind of pop off your face and really like look clean. So see, that's the difference between one eyebrow that's been arched with concealer and not. So it's just like a hair more defined, which I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other brow and we will move on. All right, so to lock in this concealer to avoid creasing, I'm gonna take the same powder, the True Match powder I used earlier on my entire face because it's close to my skin tone. And I don't even know what you would call this brush. It's like a little chubby, fluffy, nubby brush. Like it's really small, and I'm gonna get some powder on it and just pack it in to my eyelid. This is what's going to eliminate eyelid creasing all day long. Like I promise you, this step keeps my eyelids from creasing all day long. It's a nice little like clean palette for your eyeshadow, and this brings your skin back to like neutral. It brings it back to your normal skin tone, so your eyelids are not like super white from the concealer. And you just literally put this all over your eyelid. This is seriously one of the most helpful steps my makeup artists taught me, and I do it every single day. And you just want to make sure if you did blink or got a crease from the concealer before you powder, that you blend it back out before you go in with the powder. And that is it for the eyeshadow prep. Now, one trend that I love that started this summer that I am totally here for, because not only does it save on you buying more products, it makes it so much easier to do and it's gorgeous, is to use a bronzer palette for your eyeshadow, because it has your tan colors, it has your highlighting colors, it has all the colors you need for a pretty eyeshadow look, and especially for fall, the browns and the neutrals are like all you will ever need. So I have been going in with my same Frankie Rose Pro Contour palette to do my eyeshadow, and I have been loving the way it looks. Also, it saves me on product. I don't have to buy an extra eyeshadow palette, although like eyeshadow palettes are great. This is just a great alternative if you're in a hurry or if you're on a trip and you want to pack less. You don't have to pack two separate things. You just pack one contour palette and you're good for multiple parts of your face. So anyways, I'm gonna go in with this center color. Now for eyeshadow, I do actually use different colors for different parts of the eye. So I don't just like blend it all together like I did for the contour. So I'm gonna go in with the center color. If you are going in with the contour Frankie Rose palette too, this is just for your reference on what colors I'm using. And I'm just gonna do this on the crease of my eye. And this is literally one of the simplest natural fall eyelid looks ever. So I could not recommend this enough. Or if you have your own bronzer palette that you love, I would highly suggest you just using it for eyeshadow because it looks so warm and natural. It matches the rest of your face perfectly because you've already literally used the same shade on your face, and it's just easy. Like, you don't have to think about it. So just putting this all over the crease to give some depth and warm it up a little bit. Then I am going to go in with the darker shade. Make sure before you go in with your eyeshadow brush, which by the way, I'm using a basic eyeshadow fluff brush, tap off the excess because you might end up with like a splotch if you don't. So just a little pointer, and I'm just going to go in on the edge of my eyelid with this and just literally pat it in like this. So it almost makes like a little circular square looking shape on the edge of my eyelid. Don't you worry, we're gonna blend it in. But this is just to get the initial color on your eyelid. Once you do that with whatever remaining product is on your brush, then just brush it into your eyelid and blend it out. And last up, I do like to go in with this what color is this? It's called Mellow Yellow. It's like a pinky white metallic color that looks stunning on the inside of your eye. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of that and put it all over the inside of my eyelid. And it's just beautiful. It adds like a tiny, tiny shine. It kind of works as a highlighter to the inside of your eyes. And it's beautiful. So that is my fall eyeshadow look. It's literally the easiest thing on the planet. You can do it super quickly and it looks great. So the last thing I would suggest you do once you're done is just make sure with a clean brush you kind of go over, make sure everything's blended nicely and you know, you don't have any splotchy parts. And it just looks very natural. It looks very fall because of the browns. It's like a very easy everyday eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one and we will move on. All right, eyeshadow is done. Super easy peasy. I know eyeshadow is like one of the most intimidating parts of makeup because it's kind of like you're given full creative control to do whatever you want. So if you have any questions on what I shared, feel free to leave it in the comments and I will get right back to you on that. Next, I'm gonna go in with lips, which was kind of hard for me to decide what lip I wanted to do since there are so many pretty fall lips I've been testing out and trying, and I'm like in love with them all. But this one I think would be like my favorite, if not like first runner up. There's like two that I've been adoring. This one though, I've been wearing so much, and every time I wear it on IG, I get a lot of compliments. So I think you guys will like it a lot, and I think it's gonna be real versatile for different skin colors as well. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and share it in today's video. So I'm gonna start off first layer with the shade Bestie from the Tarte Liquid Lipstick. I shared this with y'all last year and it is still, like, now that fall's back, I'm bringing this back out. It is such a good noticeable nude. A lot of times nude lip colors are so light, they just don't work. This one is like a darker nude, but it's still very muted. So it'll work with a lot of different skin tones and it's obviously perfect for fall. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my lips. I'm not the biggest fan of lip liner. I don't know why, I've never really gotten into that. So I don't go in with a lip liner, I'm just gonna go straight in with this and put it everywhere. Oh, the prettiest nude, I swear. Now I am gonna layer it with some different colors just to lighten it up a little bit for more everyday wear, but even this by itself is stunning. Little tip too for making your lips look nice and plump. Overline a little bit. I know sometimes that can be a scary thing because we've all been there, done that too, where we overline the lips and we look like clowns. I feel like the most I've overlined my lips actually in a while is today. So this is like the max I would want to do it. Otherwise I might start looking like a clown. And then connect your Cupid's bow. That's another great way to make the lips appear a little bit more full. So the next lip color I'm gonna go in with is a Morphe liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Virgin. It is a nude as well, but it is a much lighter nude. I like to put this right in the center of my lips and it gives a beautiful ombre. That's kind of the point of lip liner, to make the outside darker and the inside lighter, but I just like to do it all with liquid lipstick. I don't know why, that's just how I like to do it. But this is such a beautiful combo together, you guys. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed. And only on the inside of the lips. Then you're just gonna kind of work it in by blotting your lips, and then if you need to, I always go in and just kind of tap my finger to blend it out. And then the last thing I like to go in with is a gloss, which this is Morphe again. Morphe lip glosses are just amazing. They're only $10. They lay on your lip beautifully. They last all day long. They're thick, they're silky, the applicator is fantastic. Like overall win. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Boho, which I have been adoring for the past like 3 months. It looks gorgeous. And I'm only gonna put this on the center of my lips as well as like a final highlight basically. And that is it for lips. I mean, I love this combo so much. It just makes all my neutral, glossy, glowy dreams come true. That's what I feel this is. A beautiful, neutral, soft glam, glossy dream. So now that we're done with the lips, the last thing we have to do are the lashes. So I'm gonna go in with a curler. This is like one from Ulta I got like 800 years ago. That still works great. So I'm pretty sure it actually still sells at Ulta. I'm gonna make sure to go check on this for you though. And I will link, by the way, all of this down below in the order I'm using it. So you guys don't have to hunt. It's just all right there in the same order I'm using it today, so it's easy for y'all. But I'm gonna go ahead and curl the lashes. We will put some mascara on and then we'll be done. All right, the lashes are curled. My mascara combo that I have been using for 6+ months now that I love are Tarte mascaras. So the Big Ego, it's the one in the hot pink tube. I like to go in with this one first because it adds the length and like the thick color of black onto my lashes. And then Maneater, y'all, this is like, I don't know what I would do without this. This declumps, it separates lashes, it actually like fans them out more than this one does. So this combo together is like magic between the lengthening of this one and the thickening of this one and then the declumping and separating of the brush with this. It's the prettiest combo. And then for the lower lashes, I only go in with this because they're so little. They don't need like all this crazy declumping. Is it not crazy how much more open and big an eye looks once you put mascara on? This is one eye with one coat of mascara and this is one with nothing on it. And then I still have one more layer to put on with the Maneater. Like, it's crazy. Like, I look like I don't have eyeballs on this eye. So anyways, yeah, mascara is very important. Alrighty, one layer with Big Ego down. I told y'all, like, it makes such a big difference for lengthening the lashes. And now we're gonna go declump and fan them out. Just the top layer with Maneater. This brush is just everything. Oh, I'm obsessed. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell the difference of one coat of the eye with the Maneater mascara versus without it. I feel like this eye is just a lot more fanned out and that evidently makes them look thicker because they're not like stuck together. So you guys, this combo, I swear, once you go this combo, you never go back. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Alrighty, mascara is all done. So now I'm just gonna go in and take a big powder brush and blend in all of our powder that was sitting on our face the whole video. Oh, I'm so happy with how today's look turned out. So the last thing I'm gonna do that I mentioned to y'all earlier was I like to do a tiny contour at the very end. So I'm going back in with that Frankie Rose Pro Contour palette. And I'm gonna actually go in with my eyeshadow brush because it's a small little fluffy brush. And I'm gonna just get a little bit of this center color and just make sure it's not a lot. And kind of start right where your eyebrow is and follow the top of your nose and just kind of darken it up. Like, I swear you guys, I barely use any. Just to give a hair definition to the nose. And the closer together you make it, the more snatched, I guess is the right word. The more snatched and thinner your nose is gonna look. So that is basically the point of obviously contouring your nose, so that your nose can look a little bit thinner. That's the whole point of it. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I feel like I just added enough to where it just brought the attention more to like the very center of my nose, making it look a hair leaner. But I definitely don't like to overdo it with nose contour. I mean, when in doubt, if I'm in a hurry, I won't even do the nose contour because it's like, I mean, my nose is the shape that it is and I'm totally fine with the shape of it. So that's like the last thing I really care about. But that is it for today's face of makeup. I'm gonna go and do my hair really fast, add like a little curl to it, and we'll be back to end the video, the final look, so y'all can see this put together with hair. But that was pretty simple, right? I know it was a little longer just because I explained a lot of things, but this entire routine takes me like max 20 minutes to do every day, which I feel like for the result, it looks like it took longer than 20 minutes. And this is just a nice neutral look that literally will work whenever, whether you're just running errands or whether you have a date night or whether you're going out with girls or whatever you're doing. This look will work for so many different little events or whatever you're needing makeup for. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my hair and I will be right back. All right guys, already I just curled my hair really quickly with my Cheese Spinnin' curl. Favorite curler ever, by the way. I've done couple tutorials on how to use it, so I'll link those videos down below if you're interested in how to get this hairdo. I feel like there's a lot of volume happening here, so it's gonna calm down. But anyways, feeling ready for the day. This is what I do for makeup every single day. For hair, I only curl my hair like max twice a week, but this is like my regular get up. You'll see me like this pretty much all the time on my Instagram if you follow me, which definitely go give me a follow and come say hi. I love getting to know y'all. That is literally my favorite part about doing social media and creating content, is getting to know people and connecting with y'all on the internet. I think that's like the best part about the internet. So anyways, if you have any questions at all about any part of my makeup routine, the products, shades, application, literally anything, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. I would be more than happy to elaborate a little bit more if you need that on anything. But other than that, everything in today's video is linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!